On this week's episode, we talk about the electric state.
And other pop culture news.
So this week we got to see a new Netflix film called The Electric State, starring Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, Giancarlo Esposito, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of people actually.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Alexander, Alan Tudyk,
Woody
John
Harrelson.
Ralphio's sister,
Jenny Slate.
Jenny Slate, Woody Harrelson,
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. It's kind of.
I thought it was Kevin Hart. It doesn't sound like Anthony Mackie.
I mean, when you change the voice so much, if your body is not there, I think it's kind of like, I don't know. One might claim that, but the three jerks, the way he speaks, it's him. It's like, you know, if your body is there, it's fine, right? What they did with Bane on Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises, right? The voice was completely changed. You can tell it was him, but he was there, right? In contraposition to the whole, you have a body of a robot or of a superhero, and the body and the voice are completely different people. Like the whole Mandalorian, on how they say that Pedro Pascal is never there.
He's like never on set. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. At least when you have something that you can identify the actor or actress for, like the voice, clearly, sure, I give credit. There's voice acting, but or the body with the voice altered. Even though there was problems in the beginning of the first movies, right? Singing in the Rain, there's this whole thing about the pretty lady is there, but the singing voice is someone else. But when you have a voice that is completely distorted in the body of someone else's, it's like, I don't know. AI could do it. But hey, they said that they fixed the AI problem.
Could
right?
AI give it like the emotion, the humanity, you know?
But there's a robot. There's no
Fair
humanity. Anyways, so there's a lot of talented people on this one, and fun. Very. This is directed by the Russo brothers. Another one of the Russo brothers works with Netflix. Same as Millie Bobby Brown. She's basically Netflix's
There you go.
daughter or granddaughter. She actually came out in an interview the other day on how Netflix treat her like so well, and how Netflix bought her school supplies and took care of everything for her, and it's definitely a business exchange, a profit for everybody, because she's a superstar now, and Netflix is making tons of money with the stuff they made with her. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
This one, the Damsel, Enola Holmes. They're doing good stuff together.
Yeah. That's true. It's interesting to compare that with like Disney and Nickelodeon, because there have been quite a few young women who've come up through Disney and Nickelodeon, and they tend to struggle a little bit. There tends to be this like really rough transition from like child star into an adult, where they go like hypersexual, hyper adult, and then kind of settle in. I don't think she ever had that phase, which I guess maybe that speaks to Netflix. Maybe it speaks like to her parents, her agents, speaks to her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, she's British.
That could be something.
I mean, none of the examples you're thinking, they are American, right?
They're all American, yeah. But they're also all like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's true. She's already a married woman. She
Yeah.
married Bon Jovi's son. And anyways, so this one is based on a comic book. Again, the Russo brothers know where to get good source material, and treat it more or less respectfully. I can't talk about this one. I actually never read this one.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a comic book.
But considering all the messes Marvel made with their source material, the movies they made were okay. Of course, with the lowest being Civil War, because the way they end Civil War is like, call me buddy. You know, I'm not gonna go into that. You know, my problems with Civil War. But all things considered, Endgame, Infinity War and Endgame were very well done, or very successfully. Uh, and in this one, they come back to comic book like they did to with Chris Hemsworth, right? The Extraction.
Oh yeah.
Also, they did a very good
Forgot that was
job.
them.
And anyways, so based on a comic book, this takes place in the 90s because now that the 80s are too far, everybody loves the 90s. And in this hypothetical future, this there's robots.
Yeah. So it's the 90s, yeah, a version of the 90s, but with like robots, and not just robots, but like very advanced, like thinking, individualistic robots that rebel against their human overlords, and then eventually peace is reached by sending all the robots to this exclusion zone in the American Southwest, while everybody else lives their lives.
And the movie doesn't quite touch the war. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, this war happened, and that's why we have this world.
There's a little bit before, there's a little bit after. So there's like consequences, a little bit of fallout from the war, and how it affected many of the characters, humans and robots. And the main thing, not to spoil, the main thing is this girl, she's playing a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm always confused because in the beginning of the movie she was talking to her brother like he was younger, right?
Yes.
And he would go to college before her.
Yes, because he's a prodigy.
Yes, but for a second I thought she was like almost old enough to go to college.
Oh, no, because she's still in high school.
Yeah, but
like maybe like the very beginning of high school.
The conversation in the beginning wasn't clear because she is not a teenager anymore, and as much as she can portray one, I thought they were talking about she was like about to go to college, but he would go a little bit before because his prodigy genius status. And then it cuts to the future when she's going to high school. It's like, wait a minute. But anyways, so there's a teenage girl who lost a brother that was a genius, and talk about on how consciousness can go beyond life through electricity and stuff like that. And one day a robot comes to her home and say, "Hey, I'm your brother. Let's go find my body." It sounds like dark actually, but it's
it kind of is.
But there's a mystery, and there's like rogue heroes, sort of Chris Pratt wearing a Han Solo jacket.
Yeah.
With his paw,
with his
robot.
buddy sidekick.
Who's Anthony Mackie? That doesn't sound like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, so but it's gonna be okay. We'll get through that.
So it could be anyone. I'm just saying, like, for the sake of his agent allow him to do stuff, something like that. It's like one day I think the first time I heard about that was Spider-Man. So in the book, Spider-Man always wears the mask. From time to time, there's like the mask gets destroyed, and which is cool to see something different. But it took like decades for that to happen. In the movies, all superhero movies, they wear masks. Like I believe their agent, I believe the actors, the talents put in contract to not wear the mask for a certain amount of time in the movie. Because because it's their face, it's them. Otherwise, it could be a stuntman
through the whole thing.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
So they make sure that the talent is shown. It's not only the voice, even though in the books, it's always the mask because it's to protect them, to protect the secret. So it is a big deal. But I guess Anthony Mackie is like, okay.
It is a big deal, but also like, for me, I just whenever stuff like this comes up, I always think of Michael Caine saying like, yeah, Jaws 4 sucked, but I have a swimming pool and my kids went to college.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's always going to be that tension in actors.
But this is the opposite.
And actors' work. Like, I need to work. Yeah, it's like maybe he's not going to get a lot of notoriety for this, but he did get a paycheck.
Sure.
But so I feel like there's always going to be that tension. Like, you want to be involved in good projects and have high standards and all that, but you also need to pay rent. and have health insurance. So
Yeah, but even thinking financially from the business part of the thing, if this, I don't think it would. The way it ended was very very conclusional. If it would be a sequel and it comes negotiations for a sequel, it's like, hey, I need more, right? Inflation, the economy is still
Sure,
not good.
sure.
I need more. It's like, no, we're gonna pay you less. It's like, what the heck? It's like, well, if you don't, you can hire an AI. We can hire Kevin
Or
Hart.
literally, yes. Which seriously, I don't know. He doesn't
Yeah.
agree with me, but the whole time, and I think maybe too, like in Anthony Mackie's biggest roles as Falcon, he speaks a certain way,
Yes.
and then in this one,
He
he's
tries to be serious.
yeah, he's like it's like very formal, very formal, like a more generic, broad American accent. But in this one, it's like a little bit more dialect. It's a different style of speaking.
It's
Like it just doesn't
robo
sound
language.
like him. It doesn't. It sounds like Kevin Hart. The jokes he makes, the way his voice is modified, the way he speaks. It sounds. I don't think I'm. Also, the fact that the robot is usually pretty short. All the pieces are coming together.
Wow, white supremacist here.
I didn't say he was worth less because he's short, but facts are facts. And Kevin Hart's a little guy.
Yes.
And
With a big heart.
yes, yes.
Uh,
Anyway, all that aside, and despite the fact that we watched this when I was very, 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 very tired and just slept a lot, I found this a very interesting movie. That I'm enjoying the whole '90s nostalgia thing. I think everyone turned in good performances. I kind of knew there weren't any huge what surprises. Everything kind of was to some extent kind of expected or predictable, but not in bad ways at all. It was I thought it was an interesting story.
And I guess it's not the kind of the movie for big surprises. It's kind of like for the kids. Like Keanu Reeves talking about how he loved Matrix because it's for the kids. It's and it's fun. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
The '90s nostalgia. A lot of cool looking, well done visual effects. The movie cost $300 million.
Jeez.
It's in the top.
Well, they used it well.
It's on the top bracket of movie budgets, and it's interesting how Netflix slaps its power on everybody's faces because it's $300 million for streaming.
Yeah.
It's not going to the theaters where it's going to make a lot of money. I think
it could have, though.
It could. Definitely could, but there
are a lot of streaming movies where this is worth streaming.
Yeah.
This one could have gone to the theater. I think it would have been fine.
Not to. They had big stars, big movie, interesting. Everybody's loving it, but they choose not to. And hey, they afford it. Yeah. And it's really fun. It's for the kids. You should see it. With your kids. It has action. It has heart. Not Kevin Hart, but it's very entertaining.
Regular heart.
It's on Netflix. Take advantage of the streaming service if you have it. Watch it, and
let us know what you think.
Yeah, Brian Cox, right?
Oh yeah.
Brian Cox voices this baseball robot.
So funny.
It's really funny. Yeah.
It was very funny.
Yeah. Anyways. The Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown, who is a delight, and Chris Pratt, who's always awesome, is available on Netflix. You should go check it out.
Yep. Okay, we also watched an interesting series called 0 Day.
Also on Netflix.
Starring Robert De Niro and other people, but mostly Robert De Niro. And Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons. Lizzie Kaplan.
Yes, I can never remember her name.
I can't remember the name of the red hair.
Is it Angela Bassett who's the president?
Angela Bassett is the president.
Yeah, she's really good at being a head of state. Yeah. She has,
just because of this one, or you saw her doing it somewhere else?
Isn't she the Queen of Wakanda?
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yes, she carries that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the series takes place on this sort of weird fictional based in reality universe where the United States, the world, right? No, it was the United States.
I think it's just the United States.
The United States suffered an attack, and I guess that's a problem. They never clarified that. If it was the entire world. Yeah.
That's true. I think it's just the United States because as the story progresses, it's very tied up in like American politics and our American our government, our system of government and everything.
Yeah. Anyways, so the United States is attacked by a huge cyber attack. There's to be called Zero Day, where everything electronic, which is like a little bit of a stretch and almost impossible, everything electronic is locked and off for 1 minute.
Which maybe doesn't sound that bad until you consider that like this is how like trains operate and
trains, planes, automobiles.
Yes, all of those. Banking systems, hospital systems, and healthcare machines, and like all this other stuff. So a ton of people die. A ton of people, like everybody else, is just completely freaked out. It's really bad. And so then we have to deal with the aftermath. For anyone who remembers the aftermath of 9/11, I feel like this all felt very familiar. Like been there, done that, got the T-shirt, didn't particularly enjoy it.
So,
but I mean, it was well written, so it kind of plays on a lot of those themes.
Yeah. So to investigate and fight the threat, because the attack says on the devices that we're gonna do again, and it's gonna be worse, something like that.
Yeah.
They invite a former president,
Robert De Niro,
George Mullen, to head the commission that will investigate and persecute the responsibles, the culprits.
Which seems totally reasonable, except for the part where they're basically suspending like any and all constitutional rights, balance of power, checks and balances, any of that stuff. This commission gets to do pretty much whatever they want.
And that reminded me more of COVID than 9/11. On 9/11, I wasn't here. I didn't have the same consequences and impacts of people in the U.S. I was not even in Brazil. I was in Africa. So a little bit different for me. I saw, if anything, I probably saw worse because I saw people going out on the streets and burning American flags just after 9/11. Which, anyways, but it reminded me a lot of COVID. The powerful exerting their power in ways that take away people's freedoms or liberties, like a quote in the show mentions. So De Niro plays.
Was more like 9/11 though, because like it reminded me a lot of the Patriot Act and how willing everybody was. I mean, everybody's broadly speaking, but like how willing we were to be like, yeah, torture, that's a great idea. Constitutional rights, whatever. Arrest these guys, lock them up in Guantanamo until the end of their lives without a trial, no problem. There were a lot of things and privacy, the whole idea of like Americans' right to privacy and Fourth Amendment rights and things were just like, meh. We were so freaked out and so scared that a lot of things we let go of that maybe we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Condoleezza Rice talks a lot about this. Anyway, we can talk about this.
And all that is giving power to a former president. There is very Biden. By very Biden, I mean he was like Joe Biden. He has like a son that died and trauma with that, and he was senile. He was like having like. And people claim there was, I'm not gonna say what, because it's, but he's like in the first episode, he's like completely, like, oh man, they're gonna give power to this guy, and then they're gonna go through that, and he's gonna go investigate. And it was interesting. It was not De Niro's worst performance, but it was not his best performance. He's been far from his prime. I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about his acting. Anyways, but everything else was very interesting. The conclusion, the twist was you have to see.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but like it gets into a lot of interesting themes, and I feel like they dealt with it pretty well. It could have been very, I think because of another making or. Because of when everything is set and the timing and everything, it could have been very like right versus left, and I think they did okay at kind of like muddying those waters, and and dealing with bigger issues like, like our willingness to suspend our civil liberties when we're scared, and like how quickly we can get corrupt, and things like domestic terrorism, foreign terror, like I don't know, all this interesting stuff. So I think it could have been like Mickey 17, where it just turns into just obnoxious, hackneyed, tired propaganda. And instead, I think they really stuck to an interesting story. So I think overall I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It does question things instead of just preaching. So it was okay. 0 Day is available, limited series. 0 Day is available on Netflix as well. You should go check it. It's the way it ends is, I guess they could come up with a sequel, but they shouldn't.
No.
So yeah. Anyways, that's what we saw this week.
That is what we saw this week.
We saw other things too, but that's what we're gonna talk about.
No. Okay, apparently the box office right now is doing very, very badly because Novocaine only needed an $8.7 million opening to lead the box office.
Granted, it was a good opening for Novocaine, small movie, but great. And I heard somewhere there's limited. It doesn't gonna stay in the theaters much.
Huh.
So anyway, so it did well, but the best it could do was 8, which is very little. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, like we said last week, definitely recommend it. It was a super fun movie. But
that's contrary to some fanatics, Marvel fans that like still praising Captain America. It shows how big the movie flopped, because if Novocaine made 8, I think Captain America only made 1 this weekend.
Eesh.
Yeah, so it fell really fast. So was Mickey 17.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. Starbucks had to pay $50 million to a delivery driver who was burned by hot coffee.
Wait, he was delivering for
No, I think he
Starbucks?
Ordered from Starbucks. Like, I think his job as a delivery driver, and he just needed a little
he had
something,
his
something.
coffee there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was over hot.
It was hot to the point that this guy had to have skin grafts, and his downstairs parts are permanently disfigured.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, it is one of those things that sounds really frivolous until you realize, like, he's going to be dealing with the consequences of this the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And coffee doesn't.
And that might mean generations to come, because that might mean, I don't know, he might not have kids.
Oy.
Oh, that
Poor
sucks.
guy.
Well, yeah.
And I feel like $50 million to Starbucks it's not that big a deal for them.
Yeah. Good thing he didn't have Jackie Childs. That's
right.
his lawyer.
Well, remember, Jackie was going for more. It was Kramer who was like, done.
Yeah. For Café Lattes for life.
Yeah.
If anything, in both cases, they should have both, right? Get the money and Café Lattes for life. Because this actually looks good on the company, that if the person that got burned agrees to keep having their coffee for life, it shows that there's no grudges. Everything is passed, and I still drink this coffee because I like this coffee, and the company is like, no grudges, you're gonna pay. You can,
Yeah.
So,
Maybe. Well, best wishes for this guy. Good luck. Village Roadshow has had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It's not looking good. This is the production company behind The Joker, but apparently this is has to do with a dispute over distribution for Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah,
which also wasn't a great movie.
It was back. It was back when Max, the whole COVID era, Max was releasing movies like the theaters.
Yeah,
they were releasing on streaming like on the same
right
day,
away, yeah.
And that hurt them. They claimed that it hurt them, and it probably did. So since then they've been hurt. And the Joker 2 was like big hurt.
It didn't help.
But they hurt us too. So yeah.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna get $50 million out of that injury though.
Well, yeah.
Oh well. Well, good luck to those guys. There's a scammer in Brooklyn he's getting 4 years in prison, but he named his fake company Vandalay.
Vandalay Industries.
That's right. An homage,
Yes.
if you will.
Yes. I mean, I'm surprised that people fell for it, but yeah.
Right? Like, surely someone was like, Vandalay. Like, there had to be at least one person involved who had seen Seinfeld and was like, wait a second.
Yeah, but America, I mean, it's so litigious. It's to the point that, you know, if you say something, people might accuse you. It's like, you saying the name of my company, you saying it's a lie, you racist or something. You know, it's like
Fair enough.
there's a melting pot of so many cultures that there is Mandalay. There's a Mandalay pictures.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anyways.
I think the lesson we can draw from this, though, is that you need to watch your classic television.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gal Gadot earned her...
I would rather put my money on Cray America.
He had some interesting ideas. The balloon inside of oil tankers. It wasn't the worst idea that anybody's had. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. Anywho, Gal Gadot got her star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles, Hollywood. There was like a lot of people went there to join her, to celebrate her, and to see her. In special Vin Diesel, where she starred in Fast and Furious, and Patty Jenkins that directed her on Wonder Woman.
Good for them. Okay, Sony is potentially working on a Starship Troopers redo.
Yeah, and Neil Blomkamp is associated with it, and I think he would do a good job. He did District 9.
Oh, yeah.
And he did,
Okay.
it's like, it deals with like creatures and sort of action, aliens.
Yeah.
So I think and of course he did other really good things. He's a very talented South African director. And we'll see what they're going to come up with it. Starship Troopers, the first one, was spectacular. It's like soundtrack was amazing, and the action and the visual effects. And it was cool. So let's see if they can live up to that.
Okay, fingers crossed. I feel like sci-fi is a good place to do like the redos and stuff, because it can, especially older sci-fi, it can be so dated.
You mean like Star Trek or Star Wars?
No. I didn't say that we should remake all of them. I'm saying that maybe if you're insisting on doing redos, maybe that's a good place to look, because maybe there is something valid that can be contributed.
I think
I think more like Battlestar Galactica, Starship Troopers, like some of these that are intensely dated and maybe not as broadly popular.
You mean like Star Trek?
Is widely popular.
Yeah, I mean, Battlestar Galactica was popular.
Not on the same level as Star Trek or Star Wars.
Sure.
And it's also like aggressively 1970s. Like Star Wars was like, oh yeah, that was made in the 70s, but this could get beyond it.
Kirk dancing like...
No, I'm talking about Battlestar Galactica. Where it's like, my gosh.
Anyways.
It's like that 70s show with spaceships. Like, it's so... I'm saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's very, very, very dated, and maybe there's room there.
Matt Walsh says something that I tend to agree. I'm not saying that about Battlestar Galactica, but about reboots, remakes. I guess more like remakes, because reboots, they try to follow what was pre-established.
Yeah.
You're
continuing a story instead of like redoing it.
That's fine. But for remake, a good idea is to remake bad movies.
Yes.
Movies that are bad, and it's like, hey, this is bad for so many reasons. Let's remake it. You know, like Snow White. It was so bad, so racist, so misogynistic.
Wait a
second.
That
they remade. We didn't see Snow White, but there's like the word in the streets is that she's not bad as Snow White, but the movie has like so many terrible plots and so
There's
many
no way this movie can be good.
And so many crappy changes that is like, yeah.
Rachel Zegler has a beautiful voice, and she's proven herself to be a good actress a few times. I have no complaints there.
But she herself proved on how the crap they made the movie. She posted a picture. She says she's paying homage to the original Snow White, and she put her name there. I can't remember her name.
I don't either. I don't really know the names of any of those.
I can't remember. It's not even the head the because the original one, the animation original one, was this beautiful lady that was not only beautiful, she was like uber smart. She went to work for what, NASA or something. You heard of that?
Oh, was that her? I thought that was somebody different.
Yeah, it's her.
Oh, I didn't realize she was Snow White.
Ledger.
Hedy Lamarr.
Hedy Lamarr.
Hedy Lamarr wasn't Snow White, was she?
She was a model for it.
Oh, okay.
So the original on the animations was copied, inspired. What's it called?
Oh, I see.
Used as a base. But there were others in live action. So she posted a picture of this lady with her hairdo and makeup inspired by this other lady, and it looks really great, right? But the movie one looks so bad. It is like,
I know.
yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Enough Snow White.
Yeah, and she's done as well. Yeah, we could go off. I'll work on my TED talk on how Snow White isn't actually, the 1937 Snow White is not actually a horribly misogynistic film.
No, it's not. I was joking. That's what
I know, but Ziegler says that, and a lot of people say that. And I'm like, okay, you didn't watch the movie, or at least you didn't understand it. And that's also like a really limiting brand of feminism that is very damaging to women.
It's people that
across the world.
It's people they don't want to watch. They don't want to discuss. They want to destroy, which is what feminism does. And
well, let's be fair. There are different waves of feminism, and a lot of it was really important, and a lot of it's been very damaging.
Yeah, it was, but it died as soon as they took men as women and all the. Anyways, what's next?
Okay, Jesse Plemons is being considered for a role in a new X-Men film.
Yeah,
the Beast, I think?
The Beast, yeah. Okay, he could be, I don't know. Maybe he's too old. Depends on how Marvel...
I mean, he's not older than Kelsey Grammer when he did it, right?
Yeah, but Kelsey Grammer Kelsey Grammer played an older Beast.
Yeah.
That's like, we don't know what Marvel's going to do. There's like, they might go for young X-Men.
Sure.
That's what Sadie Sink is being rumored to be on Spider-Man. So everybody wants her to be Mary Jane, but some people says, we have a Mary Jane, which is actually not Mary Jane, because MJ in the MCU is Michelle Jones. It's not MJ.
That's right.
Mary Jane Parker, Watson Parker.
But it is a little. Oh, dang it. The guy in charge of DC, James Gunn. It's a little James Gunnish to be like, here's MJ. Just kidding, that's not the real MJ. Here's MJ. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. You've been like leading us along for a while. Like, let her be a different character.
True. But it was established that the MJ was not really MJ, the Parker's future wife to be, especially because she looks nothing like her. But anyways, there's Sadie Sink's gonna be involved, and so there's people thinking that she could be it could be MJ, but there's also rumors that she could be Firestar. I think it's Firestar. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a red hair that like has fire powers. That was a 80s animation, maybe 70s. There's Spider-Man and Friends, and he has this girlfriend, Firestar with fire powers, and Bobby Drake, the Iceman, with ice powers. So they go together in adventures and fight crime. So there's rumors that it could be her. There's rumors that also could be Jean Grey, the introducing of the X-Men, because they already introduced Adamantium. Poorly, but anyways. So
that was so weird. It doesn't make
So all that to say that it could be for a younger type of X-Men, and again, it messes up the timeline. If he's an older Beast, where was he? And then they have the fix for everything is the multiverse. This takes place on a different Earth, like they do.
Which is fine. They do that in the comic books.
They doing on the Fantastic Four. Yeah, but when it takes place in the multiverse is different, because the universe is established with everybody here, and if you want to bring a character that is not here, you either have to explain, or you have to come up with the character now. you never heard of this character because this character is just starting now.
Right.
Because
so
even when they try to explain where this character is, the explanation is poorly. Like in Eternals, where are these people all this time? It's like you choose not to be involved.
Yeah. See, that's a cop out, which is where like the multiverse. I get that it's like it is kind of a cop out, but it also lets them tell like different stories without being overburdened by trying to connect everything, because we saw that in the MCU where like everything had to be connected, and we got way past the point where it was believable, and we had all those problems like why aren't the Eternals involved, where are the Hulks, why aren't the Avengers dealing with this? And so I feel like if you want to make a whole bunch of superhero movies, maybe they don't have to be all connected. Maybe they can just tell their own stories. I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world.
True, but they wanted to be connected, and at the same time they don't do a proper job connecting it. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, Daredevil Born Again premiered on Disney Plus. It didn't do great.
Yeah, the numbers are quite low. There's the lowest Echo that was really low.
Did we even watch that?
No, we're behind
Okay.
by choice because some of the Disney stuff it's like mediocre to say the best. But we're gonna catch up to that. We also need to catch up with Netflix shows. We actually didn't finish the Netflix Marvel run. Yeah, but they had good talent. Matthew Cox. No, Matthew is the character name.
It is
Mike.
Chris. They're all named Chris.
Yes.
Brian?
Chris.
Nope.
No. You know the Daredevil and the Kingpin. They doing a very good job. He was on
D'Onofrio's great.
Did you see the interview I sent with him connecting the Daredevil to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh shoot!
Yeah, it's
I
very interesting. So that was about it. So you didn't.
I didn't. Okay, never mind.
Anyway,
I thought I did. I've been busy with things like raising children and just haven't caught up with stuff. My bad. I apologize.
I didn't know about the connection, but it's very interesting. You should see Cox. I can't remember his name. Jeez.
Charlie
Cox.
Charlie Cox.
He's talking about that. Did you see the one he imitating? He doing Tom Holland.
No.
Oh, come on. You didn't see any of the videos?
Sorry.
Okay, let's
I know,
move on.
it is on my to-do list. I have a lot, and I can't... Anyway.
Let's move on.
Okay. Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz are talking about a live-action Power Rangers series for Disney+.
Yeah, why not? They already have like 16 different seasons. Because the original idea for Power Rangers was they would grab the action scenes from Japanese shows where they had like power, and then they would transform in like with like a suit of armors, action heroes and robots, and they would fight monsters. They usually had their faces covered. They were not like human-like. So they grabbed all the actions and then they shot dramatic.
The cutscenes, like the story.
They shoot the story of American actors here, and it was like there's morphing time. I think that's what they say.
Yeah.
Morphing time, and then they would morph, and then cuts to the scenes from the Japanese show, and it worked. It was fun. And then when they ran out of action from that show, they would grab from another show. That's why the suits would completely change. And then when they run out of that, it would change to another show. And sometimes they would change also the American cast. This guy's going to college. Oh, this girl, and then they would change a little bit of cast American here, and then grab action. So with that, they did like Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, time traveling, Power Rangers, Dino action, and
that was a cool one.
Yeah, so
dinosaurs are always a good idea.
Yeah, so if they, why not do more? Sure, let's see.
It won't be worse than.
My only concern is because it's Disney, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, God of War has been greenlit for 2 seasons at Amazon.
Yeah, and
which could be okay.
And the producer, the showrunner, tried to play the game. Right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was like, nah, I tried to play the game, but I can't really get up with these modern controls. So, like, he hasn't even played the game. Or watched it. Like, has he watched somebody play the game? it wasn't a great start for me.
Granted, he's an older guy, and my experience with video games was I played PC for a long time. I started playing video games, Nintendo, and then when I got a computer, started playing PC. And to move back to the consoles, it was like to play like a first-person shooters, like you have one hand here, right? A mouse, keyboard, and to put it all together, I was like, I was reluctant, but then I started playing, and boom, I got used to, and I never moved back. But there's that in his defense. But also, as a storyteller, he has good credits.
Okay.
Battlestar Galactica,
That's true.
From All Mankind. He was one of the writers of Generations, the Star Trek movie.
Oh.
He worked on the Next Generation series and several other Star Trek properties. So yeah, it's too soon to say.
So not a great start, but there's hope.
Because he doesn't play video games. Because it's like there's this whole thing about everybody playing video games these days, and from time to time you see, like, I don't know, people like Andrew Clavin or Conan O'Brien decide to play a video game, and you see that clearly, no, you shouldn't. It's not your thing. You might watch the game and judge the story, but to play it's like not part of you. You miss the train. Yeah, go walk, because. Yeah, so I guess he tried. Credits to him.
Okay.
He tried. When there's some people that brag to never read the source material before they did. That's So there's still hope for what's the show? God of War.
God of War. Yeah.
Let's see who they're gonna cast for Kratos. That's my biggest concern.
We shall see. I think another question too is, like, are we starting with? Are they starting at the beginning, or are they just getting into like the Scandinavian stuff? Do the whole Greek?
Because even the beginning wasn't the beginning. The game starts like, and then there's revelation about the past. But anyways.
Oh, okay. Tulsa King has been renewed for a third season at Paramount Plus.
Sounds good.
So
We
Tyler
start
Sheridan's...
watching Landman. It is promising.
Yeah, I gotta say, I have never enjoyed watching Billy Bob Thornton at all. But in this one, like, his character is really compelling.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm into it. Colin Farrell is in talks to star in the Sergeant Rock movie at DC Studios.
Even though he said he is committed to be the Penguin on the next Batman that starts shooting at the end of this year.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. People say, like, please stop casting Jared Leto in things. I feel like with Colin Farrell, it's the opposite. Like, yes, please put him in things.
Yeah.
He's very good. Robert De Niro says that he will be involved in...
Which kind of sucks. It's the death of the American hero of sorts. And that happened before. It's been happening with Chris Hemsworth, with Henry Cavill, and several others. Because this is an American role. Sergeant Rock is an American troop, Easy Company.
Would he be? Oh, yeah, to
he
star.
Has to.
Yeah. Well, I assume there are other people.
Daniel Craig was slotted to it, but he said, no, it's not going to happen. So they moved to Colin Farrell.
Okay.
Another non-American. But anyways.
Immigrants. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding, by the way.
Yeah. I wonder if it has to do with the social politics of Hollywood, The Americans actors don't want it be in this, like, uber chauvinistic American movie. And when the British and the Australian and everybody else is like, yeah, we love America. We love American money. Yeah, let's do it. Anyways.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so De Niro says he is going to be in Meet the Parents 4, or he'll be involved.
He will be involved.
In some way.
So, yeah. De Niro is like, it's this new Alto Nights movie. I saw just a blurb about it, and it says, like, the movie is so bad that it is bad. It was like, whoa, they pulled down. But anyways, we didn't see it. We might see it sometime.
That's. I mean, after that, I'm not like super excited.
Yeah.
Because there's actually like good stuff we still have to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Without a Trace, the creator says that he does have ideas for a reboot.
Yeah, the show was very successful, earned Emmy nominations.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like bits and pieces. Oh, that's like cool. It's a cool concept, so we'll see.
Conan O'Brien was so popular as the Oscars host this year. They've already got him signed up to come back in 2026.
Yeah, Conan, it's good. It's popular. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, he seemed to do a good job. I would still love to see Ricky Gervais come back, but I understand why they're not going to do that.
Yeah, the cowards at the Academy is like, nope, 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 nope.
Ryan Reynolds didn't deny that Deadpool 3 was making fun of Justin Baldoni.
He couldn't. It's obvious.
Yeah, but he also says that he can't sue over hurt feelings. Which, like, okay, you can sue over that, but it doesn't mean you're gonna win. Doesn't mean you should. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think these people have gotten themselves into a huge mess that normal humans would just, like, talk out and deal with, but because they're all public figures with stupid amounts of money, I don't know. I feel like it's a waste of everyone's time to be so involved. And what's this about Mel Gibson, the governor of California?
Yeah, Mel Gibson is in the top of the list. Like a poll's been revealed that he is the favorite to run for the Republican ticket, and he said he's flattered. He didn't say he would, or he will, but hey, historically California had actors as governors before, and
they weren't the worst.
Successful ones, yeah, like Reagan. Schwarzenegger, so
maybe others. I don't know. I'd rather he keep making movies though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'd be great as governor, but I would rather have the movies. But I don't live in California, so that's on you guys.
Gavin Newsom is doing a terrific job there. Says nobody ever.
It's true, although apparently he's trying to swing center a little bit.
Yeah, which is like now his party hates him.
Which is like a presidential bid.
Like
maybe.
Everybody hates him. It's like, yeah, Chris.
It's not. Oh yeah.
What else?
Who knows? That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
I guess that's it for this week. We come back next week. We come back next week.
There we go.
Pop Culture News Entertainment. Share, like, subscribe. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.